Here is every single pastry I ate when traveling through France. And I'm not just going to show you the food, I'm ranking every single one of them. S tier means it's the best thing on earth, the tastiest of tastiest, truly unforgettable flavors and life-changing. F tier means it tastes like British food. So let's rank every single pastry. Bon appetit. Much like every movie set in France, our adventure starts in Paris. The first bakery I walked into, I was absolutely overwhelmed. There is so much pastry here. I don't understand how I'm going to try all of them, but I'm going to. And I don't know why, but the first thing I picked up was pizza.
That is delicious.
Starting off strong, B tier. I then got this pain Swiss.
Oh my god.
Pure French perfection.
9 out of 10.
42 seconds in and we've got an A tier already. After that, it was time to find the most stereotypical French food. You know what I'm thinking about, the croissant.
Amazing.
It was good, but not life-changing. C tier. The next thing to try was an almond croissant. This one was so good, I looked confused whilst eating it, like I couldn't understand the flavors.
That is incredible.
It was incredible. B tier. The next morning in the Airbnb, I woke up to a basket of pastries, baguettes and croissants. Time for a baguette. A tier. Next up, croissant. I've already had a croissant in this video, I know, but what? I'm not going to eat the croissant? And this was phenomenal. I'm lifting the croissant from C tier to A tier. There are just so many different types of pastries in France, it's absolutely insane. Every single patisserie had a new selection, it was so cool. So I found this next and I had to try it. Whatever this thing is called, it was phenomenal. B tier. Alright, let's slow this video down a bit. Cue French music. Thank you. I got this spinach quiche and it was absolutely incredible. A tier. I then needed dessert and I got a chocolate eclair, and it turns out it was filled with chocolate as well. I thought it would be cream, but it was chocolate, hence the very broad acting. And it was alright. D tier. I know, the first D tier, but I just prefer more savory stuff. That's actually a lie. Most of the time I prefer sweet stuff, but the French just know how to do savory. Speaking of sweet though, I went to the lottery and picked up some macarons. I did think it was delicious, but I'm realizing I'm being quite friendly with these rankings, so I'm going to be a bit more harsh now. Either way, both were good. C tier. For breakfast, I had a pain de chocolat, pretty good, C tier. I then had baguette, still amazing. Now there's this hidden gem in Paris called the Eiffel Tower, so I decided to have a picnic there. I went to Rue Claire to pick up a bunch of groceries. They have a bunch of cheese there, fruit, vegetables, and other things that you need for a picnic. Now, if you haven't seen my Paris vlog video, first off, what are you doing? Subscribe and check that out. But let me just say, this was a phenomenal picnic. Got some cheeses, got some tomatoes, got an orangina, by the way, top tier drink, and a baguette. The baguette was delicious. That's the only pastry here. But this was easily one of my favorite experiences in France. The next day, I had whole grain baguette and, of course, croissant. I'm going to count the whole grain baguette as a separate pastry. If you're from the US, the UK, or Australia, you haven't had real bread until you've been to France. It is absolutely outstanding. No added ingredients, just pure perfection. A tier. Now the French do this thing where they put mushrooms in pancakes. I know, it's strange, but you know what? Don't judge it until you try it, because this might just be your new favorite breakfast. Dinner? Dessert. I don't know what this is, but it was delicious. I then had a flan, or a flan. I still haven't learned since editing the Paris video a month ago. It was fine. E tier. I then had this sandwich. Can you call it a sandwich? 2 types of cheese and lettuce. It was the definition of mediocre. E tier. I then looked for another baguette, and this time I tried a vegetable baguette with some stuff other than just cheese in there. And it was delicious. It was wonderful. I don't know why I ate it upside down. Why did I do that? That's weird. But you know what? It was really, really good. B tier. With that, I had a goat cheese quiche. And no pun intended, but it shouldn't be sheepish. Ugh, I should have said it was the goat. Okay. That evening it rained and I got an apple crumble and a cheese quiche. And I ate this at the Airbnb. And you know what? This was not good. This was bad. But you know what? Just because you have a bad dinner doesn't mean you'll have a bad dessert. And this apple crumble was awful. Terrible. This is one of the worst things I've eaten in a long time. I look so angry eating this, and I stand by that. Gross. After that horrible meal, I needed to change in scenery, so I left Paris and went to Strasbourg. Now, Strasbourg sits on the border of France and Germany, so I was hoping I'd get to try some half German, half French foods. And you know what? They did have that, which I'll get to later on. But first, I got this thing here. A foray. Now, the last few things I'd eaten were not that good, so my expectations were pretty low. So it's pretty difficult to stuff that up, and I didn't like this. I don't know what's happening. France, you're letting me down, buddy. It started off so strong, and it's just gone downhill. But hopefully, things are going to change. E tier. Now, when you think of French bakeries, you obviously think of croissants, you obviously think of baguettes, and then you obviously think of pretzels. See, because Strasbourg is on the border of Germany, there's quite a lot of German stuff. So I got to try pretzels. And this is when things finally changed, because the French food had been letting me down. And now the German food was letting me down. I then had this cheesy pretzel, which was actually much better. By the way, subscribe because my next vlog is traveling through Germany. D-tier, by the way. But things weren't looking good. I'd been disappointed a few too many times in a row. And I went into this bakery and looked around. Lots of chocolatey things, but I wanted something savory. And I saw these two quiches here. So I thought, why not? So this first one here was like a tomato soup, but like in a quiche. And you know what? Things were looking better now. B-tier. And after that, I tried the leek quiche. Not kidding when I say I still think about this quiche to this day.
That is delicious.
One of the best things I've ever eaten. Every single bite was absolutely phenomenal. How can there be so much flavor in a quiche that's like 10 centimeters? It was amazing. I can't even describe to you how good this was. This is everything that I've been wanting from France. S tier. Now after that, I flew from Strasbourg down to Nice, and one of the first stops was the Ez village. Now I was riding a high, obviously. That leek quiche, absolutely phenomenal. So I went to this restaurant here at Ez, and they gave this complimentary bowl of olives, and it was really easy to grab an olive. It was really good. But I wasn't there for the olives. I was there for a baguette, obviously. Another type of baguette. This time it had egg and cheese and a bunch of stuff in it. Now it might look kind of boring, but my opinion changed when I tasted it. I'm eating pastries in France.
Yum.
I'm eating pastries in France. I'm eating pastries in France.
Bonjour.
I'm eating pastries in France.
Aha.
Not risotto in Milan, not fish and chips in Bretagne, not even rosti in Switzerland, no stroop waffle in Netherlands, no road trip snacks in a caravan, not even sushi made fresh in Japan, but I would eat macarons if I'm in Cannes, because I'm eating pastries in France. Pastries in France, yeah. Pastries in France, yeah. And after that, the streak continued.
Alright, so we got a bag of aragostine, I think it's called. Oh my god.
Pastries in France. Pastries in France. Pastries in France. I look so confused when I eat. Why? It's because I'm eating pastries in France. Pastries in France. Pastries in France.
I don't want to be dramatic, but this is one of the best things I've ever eaten.
And after that, what could stop us? I headed to the next cafe and picked up this omelette baguette. I was so happy, and it will stay this way forever!
Not too many flavors.
And after that, French food just kind of went south. That's not a pun on the French Riviera. I just mean like the food got worse. I realized that the leek quiche that I had was the best that there was, and it was as good as it was going to get. But even so, I actually didn't mind. Like, I got to rest and just enjoy my days. I was in France. I spent my day just, in relaxing. And I got to spend, weeks just traveling through France with nothing else on the agenda. Even though the next pastries that I had, they never managed to top the leek quiche. It just didn't matter. This pastry, C tier. This one, D tier. Who cares? It didn't matter what the pastry was. It was the fact that the only thing I needed to worry about was what pastry to eat next. And the problem is, when you get back home to normal life, that feeling goes away. You just, or at least I, stop slowing down. And you stop enjoying the little things. Like, how is that quiche that I ate 6 months ago still stuck in my head? And that's because it was never about the quiche. It was that I wasn't working. I spent my days going to museums, sitting at cafes, going to galleries, going birdwatching and talking to locals and just enjoying doing nothing. And now that I'm back, all of that has gone away. Like, I even felt inclined to take this footage of me eating a baguette and turn that into work somehow. Like, why can I not just turn off my brain? Why do I always find some work to do? Why was it when I was in France, I could just sit and enjoy a leek quiche? Because now that I'm back home, I'm staring at this laptop all day, and I never take the day off or just give myself the time to sit and just enjoy a pastry, because I'm always staring at this laptop.